Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lenette Looks, and I am happy to report that I am continuing with Pride and Prejudice. I definitely got more into it. So yes, I'm so happy that I am pushing through, because on the last episode I told you that it was getting a little challenging because the verbiage, the way it's written is very English, and that's great, but I'm not used to it. This book was written in the 1800s. So, and I know it's super popular, and I thought it would be like so smooth for me, but a little bit rough, because I'm even having to like look up some words that are not really used today, and I want to understand what I'm reading. So I've even been having to look up some words that are in this book. I am getting to a point where the story is getting smoother as I read it, as far as my understanding of the way it's written. So it's getting there, it's getting better. I'm at a point where Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth meet, and I don't want to like get into so much detail in the story, but I am on chapter what chapter am I? Chapter 8. I'm on chapter 8 now. And to tell you the truth, you know what else threw me off a little bit in reading this? The words are very small. So that's another thing. You see how the words are very just very small. So it took me a little bit of time to get used to that as well, because they're very close together and tiny. I don't have an issue with my eyesight, but it is very like just close together. It's in a different style that I'm used to, because I'm used to the words being a little bit bigger, and so you combine that with the language of back then, and it was very challenging. But now it's getting a little smoother. I can't say that I'm super at a point where I am really enjoying the story, because I'm having to understand it. It is a different language. So have you read Pride and Prejudice? I know it is very popular, but type in the comments if you've read it. Did you have a similar challenge like I am having? Let me know. Write in the comments and let me know. But I am happy that I'm reading the book, because regardless of the challenge, it's going to make it easier for me to read stuff like this in the future if I decide to, or decide to read another one of her books, which she also wrote, if you're familiar with Sense and Sensibility. So that also turned into a movie, and very popular movie, popular book as well. So I'm looking forward to, what my commentary is going to be about next week, because I'm going to get further into this book, and maybe it'll have gotten smoother, which I'm hoping that it will. And I will get more out of it, because then I won't be so my attention won't be so on the language of back then, but really diving more into the story and seeing the pictures, and really getting into the romance of it all, because this is a classic romantic novel. So guys, I also wanted to say that I did go to the library, because I wanted to, in one of my previous episodes, I said that I was going to get a library card, because I really want to try out the Libby app. And the Libby app is an app that I would have access to if I had a library card, and that will allow me their database, and I can then choose books that I can have on audio as well. So I did go to the library, but because there was only like 30 minutes left to closing, the person at the front desk said that it wasn't enough time to register to get a library card. I thought 30 minutes would have been good enough, but I don't know, maybe he wanted to make sure that he got out and closed up the library on time. But I will have to go back, and I already filled out the application, so once I go back I can get my library card and register for that Libby app. So another thing that I wanted to talk about are the books that I have that I am looking forward to reading. I have 5 books here, and they've been on my bedside table, and I haven't gotten to them yet, obviously, because I'm still working on my second book, but I can't wait to get into these as well. So these are my future books to be read, and the first one is the most famous and beautiful Diana Ross. And my husband got me this book, and I absolutely love her. I think she's an amazing woman. She is a living legend, and I can't wait to dive into her story. I just think she's so beautiful, she's so talented, and she's wise. And usually when I've seen her her kids in an interview or on TV, and when they talk about her, they cherish the fact that she is their mom, not because she's famous, but the type of mother she is to them she's like an amazing mom. So I think that's so beautiful, because she's this big superstar, and they always said, I remember Tracy Ellis Ross saying, my mom, through all the performances and through all her late nights and having concerts and everything, she never failed to be there when she, to tuck her in bed and to make sure that she had meals on the table, and just to be there for her children. And that was a huge priority for her. And I just love hearing stories like that. It's just so beautiful, especially coming from somebody with so much talent, so much fame, but yet she's such a loving and encouraging and supportive mother at the same time. So it's like a woman who, she was able to juggle it all, right? So yes, I can't wait to get into this. And then another one that I have that's also a memoir or biopic is Mariah Carey. And this is another singer that I really I love her music. I love her voice. I mean, she has, her voice is like no other. She just has this voice that, I don't know, it's like unbelievable. Her voice, it's just amazing. I would love to have been born with that. How amazing is that? So I can't wait to get into her story. She's another powerful woman who, she didn't have the best years, childhood growing up, and I've seen some of her interviews, and but I've never read. This is her first book talking about her life and how she rose to fame and the challenges that she had to overcome, and a lot of other things, I'm sure. So I can't wait to read this, and my sister bought me this. The next book is Midnight Sun, and this is by Stephenie Meyer, and she's the author that wrote the Twilight series, and I love the movies, and I read all the books aside from this new one. Midnight Sun is actually Edward's side of the story. So it's told through Edward's eyes, and takes on a new and dark twist. So this is gonna be good, to get into the mind of the guy, right, and see what is he thinking, because I read and I saw the movie like so many other people have. And yeah, it is from Bella's perspective and what she's thinking. So I cannot get cannot wait to get into this one as well. See, I got some good ones. And I have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And this one, the famous J.K. Rowling, famous author, I love Harry Potter. I love the stories. I love how he overcame the challenges, you know, and it's so, I love fairy tales, and it's so the evil and good, and, you know, going into war with each other, and finding that good wins in the end, you know. So I love Harry Potter. I've seen the movies many times, and I still would watch them again and again and again. You know, those are the type of stories that are like feel-good stories for me, because it's so entertaining and magical, you know. It has a little bit of everything in there. Even a little bit of a love story there with Hermione and Harry. And I just thought that he was such an amazing character. As a young kid, he's faced with, you know, being adopted by his horrible aunt, his mother's sister, who she just treats him like trash. And then the uncle, the same thing. And he lost his parents, and then to have to deal with an unloving, unaffectionate step parents, if they didn't really want to be called step parents anyway, but just really horrible. And then to have the magical abilities to do certain things, like there were just so many funny moments, you know. Like when his cousin got turned into a pig. That was like the best ever. So imagine if you could do that to somebody. Like if you had the power to just zap somebody and then turn them into something. I know that's kind of like evil, but you know, all the things that we would do, right? But anyway, I can't wait to get into this. So this is going to be a fun one. It says 19 years after the Battle of Hogwarts, it was always difficult being Harry Potter, and it isn't much easier now that he is an overworked employee of the Ministry of Magic, a husband and a father of 3 school-age children. While Harry grapples with a past that refuses to stay where it belongs, his youngest son, Albus, must struggle with the weight of a family legacy he never wanted. Both father and son learn the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes darkness comes from unexpected places. Ooh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be really good. I can't wait to get into this. This is gonna be really good. And Ember and Ashes. I did start reading this when I first got it. I bought this at Target months ago. And I did start reading it, but it didn't really keep my interest to continue to read it. And then I was wondering, do I have I felt like I was getting lost in it. Like, do I have because this is a series, so they have other ones, and I was wondering, do I have the first book? Is this the first book? So I wasn't quite sure. So I kind of just let it sit on my desk, and I didn't go back to it. But I do want to try again, and I will go back to this one in the near future and see how it goes a second time around. So basically that is it. These are the books that I have waiting to be read by me, right? So guys, that's my update. I am on chapter 8 of Pride and Prejudice, and I really hope to get into getting deeper into the story and reading a lot more. And I really hope that I love this story, just like so many others have stated. It's so popular. I really want to love this story. Right now, I'm still at the beginning, and I don't have really an opinion on it just yet, because I'm still at the very beginning. So, but I'm looking forward to the love story, you know. So anyway, I will be back next Sunday. So I hope to see you then. And if you stayed this far into the video, comment below on what you are reading and if you'd recommend it. And yeah, so I will see you on the next one. Oh, and if you like this video, click that like button. Thanks guys, and I'll see you later.